Alright guys, welcome back to another edition, and today we're going to be talking about Glocks and what I don't like about them. So, first off, let's talk about the Glock 19. Okay, Glock 19, I first bought it and right out of the box went down to the range. Now, Hawaii's horrible for the Second Amendment, but the public range is where I went, and there's very strict restrictions there where you can't rapid fire, and your magazines, you can only load them up at 5 at the most. Okay, and even the laws in Hawaii, the magazine, the max capacity is only 10. So even if you buy a gun that's standard capacity is 15 or 17, you only can get the magazines in 10. So with that said, you only can load them up 5 rounds at the range, and you can't rapid fire. So loaded 5 up, fired them, fine. Reload the magazines again, another 5, so 10 rounds. I started getting problems. The trigger would not reset. I would fire one, fire second, or the 7th round, fired, and then it cycled. Everything cycled. The trigger didn't reset. So I'm trying to fire the next one. The trigger is still to the back position. So I'm like, what's going on? I racked the slide. A round popped out. Trigger reset. Fired another round. Fine. Fired another round. Fine. The second set, 10 rounds, fired fine. Well, except for that one time it didn't reset the trigger. Reloaded the mag again, so 15 rounds. The next time it didn't reset. I had to do it twice now. I had to try and rack the slide twice until the trigger reset. It was real finicky. It was doing that for a while. Okay, after I say about maybe 200 rounds, it started functioning fine. That what's worried me, or that was always my scare towards striker fired guns, is because if the gun doesn't reset and I really need it to, protect my family, and it doesn't reset, I'm gonna have to try and keep manipulating this gun in that kind of situation. Well, needless to say, after the 200 rounds, I've been shooting this and using it ever since, and it's been about, what, 3 years now, maybe. And this is a Glock 19 Gen 3. And everything's worked fine now. I mean, this is still my home defense gun. So, it's not like I hate it to where, Glocks suck, or well, I would say Glock sucks and I'll never use it again. But it's just that experience kind of worried me. But I shot about 500 rounds through this. Oh, actually more than that now. But I mean, I've shot way more than 500 rounds easy with this, and from 200 on, no problems whatsoever. Yeah, maybe I'll say about 1,000 rounds. I've trained with this a lot lately. The sights came in. It was to the right. I don't know. It wasn't centered, so I had to center it. And they're plastic. That's, for me, I mean, my SIG guns come with night sights. They're all metal, all that kind of stuff. These are plastic, so it's kind of worries me, plastic sights. But again, it's a plastic gun. So, with that said, that's not the main reason why I don't like Glocks. I mean, it did give me some trust issues in the beginning. I have a XDS in 45, and that one works great. I've shot over 1,000 rounds as well on that, and it's fine. Never did give me any problems, knock on wood. But yeah, this one did in the beginning, gave me some trust issues. But Glock 19, okay, but that's not my issue. My issue is the Glock 23, 40 cal. Well, I guess this is the problem that I had. Okay, so I got a friend Her husband passed away, but he owns 4 Glocks. Okay, 2 of them in 9mm, 2 of them in 40 cal. And she has no clue on guns. So, but because he passed away, she needed to transfer them over to her name so she could sell them. But she wanted to shoot them. So we went down to the range. Okay. We told her, okay, a group of us was going to go down. We said, bring your Glock 19. Yeah, she doesn't know anything about guns, so she brought this one, the 40. We don't have, none of us in the group have a 40 cal. So we don't have ammo for it. That's why we told her bring the Glock 19. We don't have 40 cal. Well, she brought this one down not knowing anything, but not the Glock 40 mag. She brought a Glock 19 mag. How did the Glock 19 mag get into the 40? We don't know. But this is the problem. We have dummy round, 9mm, Glock 19 mag, 9mm. Loads up great. Goes into Glock 23. Great. Loads great. Fires. So guess what? Yes, it did fire. Bang! She goes to shoot her second round. Click. I'm like, don't tell me this is the same problem I had with my Glock 19. That's going to be even more trust issues. But then again, after it broke in, it's fine. Oh, let me go back. Glock 19 too. Another thing, the triggers. The triggers are so gritty. But you know, after I shot a few hundred rounds through it, it did get a lot smoother and nicer. So, yeah. In the beginning, the trigger is real gritty. But anyway. So, yes, it did go bang. It didn't cycle. The trigger locked back. And what's going on? She ejected. I told her, eject the round. She ejected it. I looked at it. Okay, so the projectile is gone. I wish I grabbed that casing so I could took a picture and show you guys, but half the casing was expanded like big. It was crazy. I said, whoa, what's going on here? That's not normal. First thing I do, pop out the magazine. Look at it. 9mm. Of course, because the round fit in it. I looked at the gun. 23, 40. 40 cal. I told her, we told you to bring the Glock 19. She brought a 40 cal. But it does, my issue is a 9mm magazines fit in a 40, locks in, and it can go into battery and still fire. And I'm like, why don't they make it where the magazines, like one thing I like about Glocks, okay, is like if you have a Glock 17 and a Glock 19, you can use the 17 mags in the 19. You can use them in all the 9mm. Apparently you can use them in the 40s as well, but you can use them in all their guns. Whereas some manufacturers, like the magazine is proprietary to that model. Even if you had another model that's similar, they don't work. Now, I have a SIG P226 and a SIG M11A1, and the 226 fits in the M11A1. It locks in everything. It cycles. I mean, I've used it, cycled, but it doesn't fit snug. It's a little bit loose and wiggly, so I don't recommend doing that, but it does work. But these ones actually work like they're supposed to work in each other. So that's great. That's one thing I like about the Glocks. But why do they make it where the 9 can lock in and actually cycle and function? That I don't understand. I don't know about the 45s because none of us own a Glock 45. The 45s, which I don't know the model number of that one, but I don't know if like these 40s will fit in a 45, 9 will fit in a 45, or I don't know any of those things. I just know the experience that we've had through this Glock 19 and Glock 23 experience, and that's kind of like my main concern and why I don't really care about, or not care, but I mean just my concerns about Glocks, you know. So with that said, just be careful if you do own a 40 and a 9 mil. Make sure those magazines don't get mixed up because they kind of like look alike too, right? So um, yeah, they look alike. I mean, one maybe looks a little bit. No, they're exact. Except these. I don't know if that's actually what, but they're both Glock mags, like Glock, not a third party um, manufacturer. So it's not like a third party. We're using a third party magazine, and that was the problem. They're both actually manufactured from Glock. So yeah. So just that's my take on it. I do use this, like I said, as home defense still. So it's not like Glocks suck and don't ever use it, don't ever get it. It's just that I had some trust issues in the beginning, and now we had experienced this. The 19 or 9 mil actually loads and cycles and fires in a 40. Now it's like, oh my goodness, that's no. And I talked to a couple of my police friends, and they said it happened to them too. Like not them, but police officers too, that they've made the mistake. They have different calibers, and they made a mistake in loading a different caliber into another one. And yeah, that's crazy, guys. So just be very, very careful if you do own multiple calibers in the Glocks, and don't mix up the magazines. I know how it is. I got when I go to the range, I have bring all multiple guns, and I have magazines all in my bags, and they're all different, you know, magazines, but they all look different because they're not same manufacturers. But with Glock like this and having those all in a bag and it's all different calibers, yeah, you gotta very, very watch it very, very carefully. So with that said, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Mahalo.